Welcome back to Home Sweet Home Cooking. I'm your host Rocky, again in my mother's kitchen. My mother is sitting behind the camera today because, well, she wants nothing to do with this dish. She doesn't really want me to cook it in her house. She is very opposed to bananas, and this is banana pudding. This came in number 18 on the Southern Essentials list. It is something that I have not been a big fan of because I've had some down here and I'm not a big pudding fan, especially if it's the instant pudding, and I think a lot of them that I've had have been made with instant pudding, so it's kind of turned me off to banana pudding. I've got nothing against bananas themselves, or even pudding if it's a fresh made from scratch pudding. So I'm going to follow the recipe for this one, and there's 3 different kinds of pudding you can do. You're going to have your vanilla wafers, and your bananas, and your pudding. That can be just banana pudding. Some of them you can top it with whipped cream, and it's still considered a southern, and then there of course is the southern one topped with the meringue. I'm going to go all out and do the one with the meringue because that would be, I could show you, this would be the first one, and then if you want to do the second, you just put the whipped cream on top. If you want to do the third, you follow this last step. So it's going to cover kind of all 3, but it is made from scratch. So I'm going to have to get the pudding started on the stove, and once I get everything set up, we'll be right back. So you watch the intro and I'm going to get set up. I do believe I'm ready to make the pudding portion. 5 simple ingredients. For this part, we have a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. It's going to be a pinch of salt, 1.5 cups of white sugar. The dry ingredients. The wet ingredients, you need 3 eggs for this whole recipe. You want to separate them. I got 3 egg yellows, 3 egg whites. Yes, egg yolks, I know. And 3 cups of milk. Now I don't have quite the full third, or I got 2 cups there. I'll need to pour another one. So into the heavy stock pot goes the flour, pinch of salt, and the sugar. And give that a little bit of stir. To that is going to be, save this for the topping for the meringue. It's going to be 3 cups of milk and 3 egg yolks. But you want to beat the egg yolks into some of the milk. So I'm going to pour the 3rd cup of milk in here, and then I'm going to pour the egg yolks into that last cup of milk. And hit it with a whisk. That didn't work so well. And it's going to go into the dry ingredients. Going to stir it up, going to put it on cook over low to medium heat, stirring constantly until it becomes a pudding. And that just means that it becomes thick. So I'm going to go ahead and get this over on the stove and get it stirring and just keep cooking it, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's at that point. I don't need to show you me stirring this constantly on the stove, so I'll be back in just a few moments and we'll get ready to assemble this and make the meringue. Okay, it is thick. Thickened. It's going to thicken more as it cools, so I didn't want to go super thick. 1 teaspoon of vanilla after you take it off the heat. You don't want to cook all the vanilla flavor out. Don't put the vanilla away because you need a little bit of vanilla for the meringue. Just going to whisk that in. And basically that is vanilla pudding. You're making from scratch. Yes, there's ways where you heat the milk and then you temper an egg, but really, you can do it that way if you want. This is the way that the recipe I found, and I like it this way because it was easy.
Did your sugar go in now?
And the sugar's already in there. That sugar's for the meringue.
Okay.
And now, you want to start with laying your vanilla wafers out on the bottom. Get a layer down there. And I'm going to start to bring up a little bit of a layer around the outside edge. gonna go to the outside edge as I go and make layers with the pudding and bananas though, because it's not gonna cling to the sides until I get some of the pudding in there. To layer your banana pudding, begin by placing vanilla wafers on the bottom of a 2-quart oven-safe glass bowl or baking dish. Slice bananas and place on top of the wafers. So next layer is going to be, first layer is going to be a layer of bananas. I think I've diced up or sliced up 6 bananas. That's going to be more than I need for this. So I'm going to put in a layer of bananas. And this is banana pudding, so be generous. You don't want to skimp. It's not called vanilla pudding with vanilla wafers. Although, if it was, my mom might eat it.
I bet I would.
She threatened to disown me because I was going to throw some bananas at her.
Kill would be more the word.
So if anybody wants to adopt a dead son, my mom was ready to do it. Alright. And I'm going to take this one and stir here. And pour a third of the pudding over the bananas.
You were doing good till you put the bananas in.
And have wafers for with bananas. I'm assuming, it doesn't say, so I'm going to put more vanilla wafers, another layer of vanilla wafers in here. Why? Because, well, even if it doesn't call for it, I do like vanilla wafers. And I'm going to repeat, banana, pudding, wafers, banana, and then pudding on top. Alright, all layered up, that's what it looks like. You can stop right there and serve that as your banana pudding if you want. Like I say, I'm going to go ahead and do the meringue topping. You can do that just the way it is, or you got some, got your layers in there. You can see all that from the side. I didn't do the best job because I've never done this before. I'm going to go ahead and do the meringue layer just because I want to show the full version of it. So let me go ahead and get this meringue started. Now would be a good time to get your oven started. 325 degrees, preheat that sucker. For the meringue, it's going to be your 3 egg whites reserved from earlier. I had the bowl, the egg whites, and the beaters in the fridge, maybe keeping them cool. So I'm going to go ahead and beat these until they form a stiff peak. Actually going to do it in installments. Once I get into a foam, I'm going to slowly add in some of the sugar, about 1 tablespoon at a time. Whip it again until it's dissolved and keep going. Cream of tartar, 1/8 of a teaspoon can go in as well. Total is going to be 4 tablespoons of sugar. Alright, it does take a while to get into stiff peaks, but once you're there, you can do that with the bowl and meringue doesn't come out. So you're going to spread this out across the entire top up to the edge. So I'm just going to start at the edge and gently spread inward and around. And you don't want to dig up the pudding into the layer, I guess it's technically a custard, into the meringue. So be gentle. And that's it. 25 minutes at 325 degrees, thereabouts, until it is got a light golden brown color to it, and you're done. And we'll get back after that. I'm going to let mine cool a little bit. It says you can serve this warm. I've never really been a fan of warm puddings or custards. I eat them, or have eaten them, but I would much rather have this cool, so I'm going to let this cool down. And I might not even do the taste test until Saturday, but we will see. So we'll be back when this comes out of the oven. Do you know what the best part about cooking at your house with you is? So I'm not making a mess in my kitchen.
And ours is all cleaned up pretty well already.
I've got my mom trained. She cleans up after me pretty well here.
That's the hard part.
All right, this is still warm. I decided I'll go ahead. I remember seeing this served hot a lot, so I'll give it a try hot. That looks like what I've seen it served at restaurants when it's hot, so I'll give it a try. My mom is really looking forward to this. She said she'll have a bite.
I'll have a meringue.
You'll have them right.
You don't know how I hate bananas. The feel, the taste, the smell.
Okay, I've got a little bit of everything. Some meringue, some cookies, some banana, of course there's pudding in there.
Yeah, I didn't get any banana that time.
Holy crap. All these years I've been saying how much I don't like banana pudding.
The part I had was good because it was a wafer in
And the pudding?
yeah.
Wow. This is so good. I mean, compared to the ones I've had before that I've really... She likes to take banana. If she eats it, she'll squeeze it through her teeth. That's what I want to do. There's a whole banana for you.
Tastes like banana.
She don't like that, but I'm telling you right now, I didn't like banana pudding for the longest time because I kept getting the instant stuff or just poorly made. And I'm not saying that I'm the best banana pudding maker out there, but I did not think I would like this more, but this is really good.
If you get the part with no banana in, it's really good.
This is fantastic. I'm not even gonna ask. This is 2 thumbs way up. I'm definitely marking this one off as a success for me. Wow. I hope Dad doesn't like this, because if Dad doesn't, I'm gonna leave this here for my dad. I'm not gonna be back until Saturday, and I'll take home what's left. So if he doesn't eat this, I get the whole thing. But if he does like it,
It'll be gone.
it'll stay here so he can have something to eat, because he's just having a hard time finding things that he wants to eat with his kidneys and dialysis.
The meringue is really good.
Yeah, okay, so number 18, banana pudding, huge success for me. I'm marking this as a success. Even though, you know, a lot of people are going to say, well, that's not the correct way to make custard. You have to temper the milk and put the egg in and stir the egg. I don't care. This came out fantastic.
The pudding part is fantastic. You
It
just
is.
got to go around the banana.
All right, folks, banana pudding, big thumbs up for me. Make sure you give this a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this with your friends. And if you do have another version of this, which is different than what I did, feel free to share it down in the comments below so other people can see the other way to make it.
And pick out the bananas.
And enjoy your banana pudding, folks. Have a great day.